1 minute. 1 minute, sir. I'm sharing my slides.
Yeah. Yes. Take your time.
Sir, my screen is visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Please go to full screen mode,
Visible.
sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's please go to full presentation
Yes, sir.
mode.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, good evening, all. Good evening, all. Good evening, respected faculty members and participants, research scholars, and also the master's degree students. So, uh, good evening. So, I'm Dr. Suresh, and today I'm going to present for case studies in supply chain in regarding the healthcare sector. So, today we are starting with the present content is the essentials of healthcare supply chain management and supply chain transformation in healthcare sector and designing sustainable healthcare supply chains and emerging trends of healthcare supply chains. And then this is the first half. For then second half we are going for the case studies related to all my recent publications in the healthcare management area and others publication also we are discussing in the second half, means 8 o'clock to 8:50. So 7 to 7:50 we are focusing on the basic, revising the basic fundamentals, and then what is the these four areas we are exploring in the healthcare supply chain management. So essentials of healthcare supply chain management. So why healthcare supply chain management is required? So is we can run hospital day-to-day activities. Why that supply chain is required? So supply chain here. So the industrial context. So where supply chain is very important for integrating information flow and materials flow. But here, what is the in healthcare context? How the supply chain will work? Why? So here in the healthcare context, so all the any without planning rework is costly. Correct. So the planning is very important. So the planning, so we are calling here it is uh, in the in the umbrella of supply chain management. So even the patients demand and whatever the requirements, not only the materials and the information flow, and as well as forecasting the disease and then patients arrival rate, so everything we integrated in, we are capturing in the healthcare supply chain management. So without planning, so if it is we go, so the something missing, then the rework and again as well as they need to multiple times, the effort will be wasted and idle resources may be more. So resource utilization may be very less. So the optimum level reaching is very difficult in the without the healthcare supply chain management planning, proper planning. So the healthcare supply chain management is they're proposing for the integration of the entire hospital planning integrated with the suppliers and as well as the patients and the patient's arrival and forecasting the disease and then patients ratios in the current ward ICU and as well as outpatients and as well as future how many patients will arrive based on the disease and then pandemic or whatever their local scenarios they're focusing, and then pre-planning for the, yes, that's a resource planning. So resource, two type of resource, they're renewable resources and non-renewable resources, yes. So what are the renewable resources? Renewable resources, manpower is one of the renewable resources, and machines, equipments are renewable resources. Why we are calling renewable resources? Every day we are using. That's why. So Raja, Ravi, Ramesh today working, tomorrow also they will work. Day after tomorrow also they will work. If you are using uh, some pressure monitor or some equipment, so that equipment you can use continuously every day. So that's why we are calling renewable resources. And non-renewable resources, consumption, say example medicines and all one time consumed, if it is, then we can't use reuse. So those resources are non-renewable resources, including power also the non-renewable resources. So they are planning for the resources for renewable resources and non-renewable resources, and when it is needed. That's very important. So when it is needed, the time when it is needed, when the current need, and what is the current inventory and future need, and so the forecasting. So forecasting and how they increase their resource level and current resource level and requirement in the future requirements, how they can increase. So agility is very important. Say example in COVID period, so hospital capacity is only 50 beds, but the COVID hospital they accommodated double the times, 100 patients they accommodated. So means the agility was there, agile. So immediately they change to the particular need. So they provided to the patients for the need. So the agility. So we will see the second of for the case studies in the agility and lean in healthcare organizations, and how the lean and agility will helpful for the supply chain uh, planning. How we can see in the case study part. So the supply chain management generally it is calling here it is the these all are functions. So create demand for products, raw material, and accrue raw materials and transform these raw materials parts into finished products and value add to the products, distribute and promote the products. So these all are industry context in the supply chain management. Okay, so the managing supplier, suppliers of supplier, and um, so logistics provider and retailers. So but in here healthcare context, so the healthcare context, supplier and manufacturer and hospitals. So once they reach the hospitals the product, then further they are taking to the next level. So importance of supply chain principle to in the healthcare management. So what the importance the supply chain management? So one is resource optimization, and another is so minimizing the idle resources, and then flow, integrating the information flow and material flow and making the decision quick decision fast. So decision making is very important in healthcare. So the decision making is very important. So and fast decision is very important, because if some patients in ICU, so they're supposed to give some medicine, that medicine supposed to be available in the store. So n number of medicines they have the variety, means all n number of medicines supposed to be there in the store. So they supposed to use, so that much multiple inventories they supposed to maintain. Maybe some medicines they are not using at all, so but they supposed to keep for, we don't know the when the emergency will arise, so we don't know. So that all type kind of relevant medicines and everything supposed to be stored. And then also the very important for the due date, within the due date they're supposed to store the, after the due date then they return to the supplier or dispose, safe disposal. And also that yeah, also the number of quantities they want to maintain. And also the medicine storage place is very important. Some medicines will be in the very cold temperatures and without exposing the sunlight. And so that is the storage condition is another very important for the, each medicine has their own storage condition and properties. And then so that way they're supposed to store. And also the inventory is supposed to be available, whatever the available, that pharmacists have that online, the integration supposed to be how much stock is there. So everything supposed to be where it is located, so everything supposed to be known. And that will be nowadays that hospitals that are now that healthcare 4.0, now they again they're revising to healthcare 5.0. So all everything is paperless work, so everything doctor can prescribe the medicines, and then that will be the prescription will go to the pharmacy, and the pharmacist can yeah use for that automation for that giving the information. So automatically that carousels, automatic carousels, they are storing the medicines. So each racks will come and then deliver the materials, they can take the materials and then and deliver to the patients. So that is a fully automated. So even automated storage space carousel, and in so many type of the medicine storage carousels are available nowadays. So then the doctor can directly monitor this medicine is available or not, stock or not. So the computer can give the suggestions if they wrote. So the all feedback mechanism also included here. So that way they are integrating in the healthcare 4.0. So here the yeah, the importance of supply chain management, these major concepts of supply chain management in healthcare organization, it reduce the cost of the operation cost, the operating cost, I mean the hospital operating cost, and improve the patient's flow, and then more efficient way they can manage the resources. So that is a importance in the supply chain management application in healthcare. So supply chain drivers for healthcare practices. So customer service initiatives. So here, using the fundamental framework proposed by Min and Joe, so classified the drivers into four categories: customer service initiatives and monetary values, and then information and knowledge transitions and risk elements. 1 minute, please. Yeah. So customer service initiatives. So service availability and response time. So customer service in service availability. What kind of services we are providing in the particular hospitals? So type of hospitals: primary care, secondary care, tertiary care. Okay, so in the primary care, they have the some limitations. Only they can do for outpatients, and also some emergency case they can deal. So that kind of service availability and the response time, and then as well as the, so that particular level of the care. So the doctors availability and the caregivers availabilities are limited, and they are specialized for some general medicines or uh, related to gynecology or whatever for the primary care. Okay. So then, yeah. So then this secondary care. So this is next, the next level of hospitals. So secondary care, few beds are available, maybe 50 beds are available. Tertiary care is a multi-specialty, super specialty hospitals are tertiary care. So all kind of specializations available in the tertiary care. So depends on the care, the level. So their service availability, and as well as, so according to the service availability, they're supposed to keep the relevant medicines, they're supposed to keep. So the inventory they're supposed to keep, and also the customers, yeah. So and the customers service is supposed to be very important. Customers is god, correct? So in the hospital also, the patients, customer is here is a patients. Okay, the patients, from admission to the discharge, that's a very important. So if they feel very happy, and their whatever the treatment was proper, that is very important. So properly, systematically, the treatment and information supposed to be transparently information communicated to the patients and also the bystanders. So then that is a very important. There is a customer's patient satisfaction index ratio will increase. So that's very important. And monitor, yeah, that's a monetary value. Next, monetary value. Next, asset utilization, return on investment, and cost behavior. So here it is, monetary value is maximum utilization. So even hospital also, they are investing some money for the hospital. So rate of return, so 5 years or 7 years or 4 years. So rate of return of the total cost recover, and as well as the they want to some profit also, because most of the private hospitals, they're looking for some profit also. For government hospital, so purely on service provider. So, and asset utilization, maximum utilization of the hospital facility is very important, and cost behavior. The cost behavior is very important. So, the cost, the patients and their relatives, they will compare with the nearby hospitals, the cost. So, the hospital charge, and then the other hospital charge. So, it's like standard products, the scan, ECG, the X-ray, what is the cost they are charging. So, laboratory charges, and the cost is very competitive, depends on the situation. The cost supposed to be competitive nature, so they fix the cost. So same time, they without loss, they will fix the cost. And also it's affordable for the patients. So that much they can fix the cost. So that's very important, because the revenue is very important. If the revenue is there, then only they can run successfully for sustain the hospital, their operations can sustain. So the next is information and knowledge transaction. So real-time communications, technology transfers. So this is our real-time communications and technology transfers. So the technology transfers. So nowadays the even you no need to visit the hospitals for primary care. So direct you can consult your doctors online. So they can prescribe and suggest. Once they you can go on a nearby scan center or so biochemistry or microbiology biology blood testing centers, and based on the report they can suggest to go for the secondary care or tertiary care. So that may be the possibilities are here. Even you can consult from the different countries doctors, specialists, super specialists, you can consult. So that is available here. And also the technology developed, so new technologies, new vaccines. So the information is supposed to be transferred to the different hospital groups. And say example, somebody's developed the new vaccine. So some companies, so Reddy's laboratory, they developed a new vaccine, so they introduced it in the India market means. So that will be how the technology transfer is happening here means in hospital means. The representatives, they will come and they will take the training, and they will tell the properties of medicines and side effects, and how they do dosages and everything. They will give the hands-on training to the doctors and then hospitals. So this is only for, not only for the medicines, and the equipments also. So new equipments, new type of scanning or whatever, the new advanced equipments. The equipments also, the buyers, they can, we can buy from any country, import, and then they will come and they will give their, or their representative will come, and the hands-on training is very important. Nowadays, day to day, the sophisticated instruments facilities are increasing continuously for finding the more accurate uh, diagnosis. That purpose, the equipments are increasing continuously. So that's very important, because if you use for old equipment and old diagnostic method, so maybe error rate may be high, on may not find a proper diagnosis. So that's why advanced equipments also very important. So the technology knowledge is supposed to transfer to the hospitals. So some hospitals, they are like Mayo Clinic in US, they are developing their own products, like the further level for the process, as well as in the different equipments. So they have their own tie-up with the medical equipment companies. So they have, yeah, they are providing that already also back to back they will going. And also some few healthcare equipment only manufacturers and R&D organization, GE Healthcare, like, so in India, few healthcare equipment manufacturers, they are doing for the R&D, and also the technology transfer to from the new product, they transfer to the hospitals, and their sales after service also they are providing. That is also very important. So so we need to forecast. So new technologies came, and when we need to replace our own x-ray machines or own scan centers, when we need to include our new advanced technologies, so implementation, so that is very important. So updating the technology is a very important. So according to the planning is very important. So current technology is not only for sustain for not prolonged period, maybe the few years. So maybe the, if advanced next level came, they need to update it. And real-time communication is very important. So communication, transparent communications with all stakeholders, it's very important. And yeah, patients and caregiver communication mechanism is very important. So the way of medium, most of the healthcare said the direct communication happen. Sometimes they have the indirect communications through telephone or instructions, so whatever. So depends on the care. And risk elements, risk of healthcare quality failures, risk of information failures. So risk elements here. So quality failures. So why the quality failures here? What's happened? So maybe error, diagnostic error, or maybe the medicine error, medicine, so the replacement of one medicine, then the another medicine gave. And there's a, and also the service facilities for that bed and the ventilation and air, whatever the airflow and the lighting facilities. Though that's also, yeah. So if it is in case the service facilities, canteen and all other facilities, so parking, so these also service quality failures chances are there. So risk, what the risk? So service quality is failure, then the patients, that information will pass to their uh, peers and then relatives. So that will indirectly impact for your future customers. I mean future patients. So that's why that service quality is very important in healthcare, and they try their level best. Beyond that, that based on the disease, that's God's grace. If any failure happening based on their disease, that is not in the doctor's hand, but their service they can provide their level best for the treatment as well as for the comfort in the hospital, so that they can provide maximum their level best. That is a first priority for in hospitals. And risk of information failures. So the risk of information failures, if the information if failure happens, so when it is information failure happen means the caregivers not properly translated the information in their local language to the patient's guardian or patient's bystander. So and they get their consent, and they get their opinion, and according to that they're supposed to, sometimes they are not, they need to teach them and educate. So this is a disease and this is a what is a problem, and they're supposed to educate them. And if it is not happened, so they may blame, okay, so they don't know the severity of the disease or severity of the patient's condition, but they may blame the hospital and then service. So that is a risk of information failures. So the proper knowledge supposed to be given, must given to the um, bystanders or the guardians of the patients. And some informations also they pass to the patients. So depends on the patient condition, and they have the due to the ethical, they have the ethical way. These informations only tell to the patients. This information don't tell to patients. So only pass to the guardians or bystanders. So that's a, they have their own protocol that's supposed to be followed properly. Otherwise, that sometimes if some all information is passed to the patient, then patient may feel the fear, and the fear it will increase for his further yeah disease, further worse condition. So that's why, so they have the ethics have they supposed to follow for information filtration of information. So what kind of information they can pass to patients, and what kind of information they must inform to their guardians or their family members. That's a very important. So that is a, these all are risk elements. Okay, fine. Next, key supply chain terminology and concepts. So value and push strategy and pull strategy, post-movement strategy, bullwhip effect, strategic alliance, core competency. Yeah, value. So what is a value? Who is defining the value? Actually, the customer is defining a value, correct? So if you want to buy a water bottle, here it is 20 rupees, correct? So if the same price in the hill station, maybe if you keep 40 rupees also, yes, they're ready to buy a water bottle. So customer is defining because based on the availability of the product. So competitors, the competitiveness. So based on the availability of the product, and also the some quality of the product, the worth to use the particular product. The customer is defining the value. So we are, the value chain is starting from the customer side. So the value will be added slowly in the each transformation stages of the process. Okay. So here, how the value is adding here in the healthcare supply chain management. So here the patient is entering and admitted or hospital, or the outpatients they are entering into hospital. So then the value is added here. It is transformation processes. Here it is treatment process. The stage by stage the treatment may recover or may not recover, but the proper systematic treatment supposed to be the value added for the patients. So each stage is up to the discharge. So that is a value here in the healthcare operations. In the here it's a value chain. So and also what this example, I visited one hospital. So I took 10 days treatment for bed admission treatment. So my charge may be for 60,000 means I can think, okay, this is worth because of the, I can think, okay, so splitted cost may be for room rent or bed charge or whatever. So each treatment charge and medicine charge, and as well as diagnosis charge and the doctor's charge. So the split up they may given. So that will be is reasonable. Then yes, okay, I can accept it. So that that value is created by the customers. So if I'm now I feel it's very costly, then I will next time I can suggest to my clients, I'm sorry, my uh, neighbor or friends. So So another hospital shift to the another hospital. So the whatever the according to the service, the value is defined. Yes. So we got this much service. So this amount, this value is worth to pay. Yes. So that will create for the future reputations and trust with the uh, public. Then push strategy and pull strategy. What is push strategy and pull strategy? For manufacturing, push strategy means what is the push strategy? In the manufacturing, push strategy is yeah. In manufacturing, push strategy means so pushing the market. You're producing continuously product and pushing the market. That's a push strategy. Correct. So example, soap, 100 say 10,000 soap every day you are producing. Say example, hammam soap, you are producing 10,000 every day and you are sending to the market. So that's a push strategy. If the market is a movement is very less, then you can give attractive offers. Say example, 10% extra, 20% extra, or you can buy one get one off, whatever the offers they can provide, and they can push the market and sell them. The production may be the constant level, or maybe they can slightly vary. It's vary according to the market movement. So that's a push strategy. Pull strategy. What is the pull strategy here? So pull strategy is once receive the order, then purchase raw material and produce, then deliver to the client. That's a pull strategy. Customized according to the order, then you produce and then deliver. So any special kind of equipments, all are pull strategy only. So this is 100% pull and 100% push is there. So 100% full means so you get the different design, and the first you prepare the design itself, then prepare the materials requirement bill of materials, and then purchase the materials, and then yeah you can fabricate or produce, assemble, then you can deliver to the client. That's a 100% full. So maybe that depends on the customization. So 50% pull means already they have the design and the components are available. So they can once they receive the order, then just according to the order, they can different component assemble and they can deliver. That's a 50%, the variations, 50%, 40% pull. So 30% pull, the variations will be there. So that is a pull strategy. Push strategy also like that. So 100% push means already it is everything prepared. So just you sell it in the market. So that is a 100% push. So maybe that may be also 50% push also there. So you produce the component and according to the client demand, so then you customize and deliver. So 50% push, the rest of the first 50% is components are prepared, push. Then the customize and deliver. That second half is 50% is a pull strategy. So push pull point. The push pull point, the boundary is very important for any organization in manufacturing or service sector, in healthcare also. The push pull boundary is very important. So here in the healthcare, so what is the push pull boundary? How they will define? So push pull boundary here. So what all are they already readily available here in healthcare? So what they're customizing here? Okay, so here the infrastructure and the bed and then the tangible materials are push here. Push strategy means already it is there. So ventilator, whatever, everything is the equipments and then equipments and as well as bed and then the everything it is there. So that is a push. Everything is ready. Then pull strategy. So according to the patient's say example, so like if you consider as a emergency care, so they have say example 20 number of beds available in the emergency care. So according to the, all kind of equipments, everything is available, so including oxygen, everything it is there. So that is a 50% say example full. I'm just giving the example only. So 50% depends, full means everything ready. The pull sorry push is means already ready means it is a push strategy. Okay, then the rest of the remaining is depends on the patients is coming arriving. The patients maybe the accidents, depends on the accidents, maybe the head injury or maybe leg injury or maybe uh, heart or whatever the damage of the major organs. So depends on that. So they will treatment will they will do it, and the equipments they will use, the corresponding equipment they will use, and they can go for the further level. That is a rest of the is a pull strategy, correct? So that is, first half is everything is ready. The second half is that on the patient's need they will do the whatever the customized according to the need they can do. That's a pull strategy. So the push pull point boundaries it varies, depends on the it's not constant for in healthcare. So the production, the based on the production, the push pull boundaries, uh, any business we can define. So zero point 0.6, so 60% push, 40% pull, or so we can define. But in healthcare, push pull boundaries very difficult to define. It's a dynamic because based on the scenario, the day to day need, and as well as the disease are changing also nowadays. Nowadays, due to this pandemic, so new disease and new viral disease are evolving. So many yeah, so many viral diseases, regional based viral diseases are arising continuously. So that's why the epidemics, the particular area, regional wise epidemics and pandemics, the global wise. So that's why that whatever that's a push pull boundary is dynamics. Dynamic, it will change. It will change in a healthcare. We can't define. So the push is whatever the everything is ready. So then pull is the customization to provide the service, because healthcare is a service sector, correct? So the service, the whatever the ready and available and yes, that is a push. So whatever is the next you need to customize and deliver, that is a pull part. So the push pull boundary in the healthcare service. So it's a it's not constant. Most of the time, it is a dynamics, and it will varies on the department wise department. So the emergency care it's different, and as well as in the operation theater it is a different, correct? So it is a different. So and also in the maybe the different departments. So say dermatology it's different, and dental it is different. So sometimes 100% full also it is there, depends on, okay, some special kind of operation is scheduled for particular case, so that is 100% full. Yes, so some hand transplantation. So that is the first time they are doing. So means that is 100% pull, 100% pull for this particular surgery. The all doctors are assembled and they specialize. Their time is devoted for the doing the first time the surgery in the particular location hospital. They may expose it in the various hospital, but the first time in the particular hospital they are doing the that transplant nation surgeries. So like that, that's a 100% pull. So yeah, so sometimes the repeated nature of they're doing the surgeries, so that is a they have learned something, the lessons learned from the previous treatment. So that is also knowledge. So that is knowledge also push. Yes, something knowledge also asset. Yes, so that's a knowledge. So maybe the caregivers have the certain knowledge. So this is a surgery or this is a problem, then do this. So that is a knowledge also, some asset that is also under the push strategy. Okay, so then yeah, so push pull boundary is dynamically it is varying in the healthcare organizations. Okay. Then postponement strategy. Postponement strategy. The postponement strategy. So depends on the, okay. So they can case to case they can decide. Bullwhip effect. So this is a bullwhip effect is a this bullwhip. What is the bullwhip effect actually? The bullwhip effect is small oscillations in the demand from the customer side. So that will measure the inventory variations will happen in the manufacturing, correct? So the information is not properly, it will amplify continuously. So the customer it want here the region, the particular region, the Coimbatore region plus or minus 100 units is there, means that retailers will report to the distributor. So 1500. So distributor they will inform to the manufacturer 2500 plus, because they want to give their some margin, because they have fear. So without the stock out they want to serve. So that is their fear, the retailers and distributors fear. So without stock out, that's why they are amplifying. So further what will real case will be, not that much variation, maybe plus or minus within the 1,000 units only the variation will be happen in the region. But that 2,500 inventory was there. So remaining 1,500 is in the storage only. So maybe either a distributor or retailer, so storage only. So that's a, so unnecessary inventory is costly. Sometimes that, yeah. So once the inventory sold out, then only they will get, manufacturer will get the payment. So the proper information, point of sales. So that's why that integrated with this, all the retailers, point of sales, they can directly the manufacturer can monitor for regional wise, and according to they can plan. So where we need to keep the inventory. So like that. So that is a that will be reduce the bullwhip effect here. So in supply chain management in the industry. Okay. So but in healthcare, how the what is the bullwhip effect here in this here? Bullwhip effect here in healthcare. Okay, they've here it's here also same like so if there uh, 10 patients came for some certain viral disease, so they may feel okay here it is maybe 20 more or 30 more patients will come for viral disease. They kept for a one ward or for the viral disease only, and the arrangements they kept it, but only the patient reality may be very few patients may be admitted. Furthermore, maybe four or five, whatever. So that's the means informations. The forecasting, maybe forecasting error also happened. Yes, forecasting error also happened. They don't know the actual scenario for that. Means the patients are coming to their hospital, or they're going to the government hospital, or they're going to what kind of hospital. They're not taking the treatment or whatever. It's difficult to predict here in the healthcare sector. So that is another one more reason. And uh, yeah, and then that disease are various. It is varying. So today maybe 100 patients affected, tomorrow maybe 40 patients or 20 patients may be affected, or maybe multiply with 300 patients may be affected for that particular disease. So they're difficult to predict the disease pattern, spreading pattern, and as well as the patient's decision to arrive the hospital. Say example, government hospital also, the all patients will reach to the government hospital. No, we don't know. So where will they go? And so that is also very difficult to predict. So that will be, so amplifications will come. So unnecessary the resource will be kept for idle. So that is why so how we can reduce the bullwhip effect here in the healthcare here the accurate monitoring of the disease pattern, and connecting with the local uh, that healthcare nurses, the reporting to the particular district. So what is the disease pattern, how it is spreading, and how many patients are hospital in the government hospital and private sector. So that information flow, if it is clearly it is there, so they can according to they can plan, accurate plan. So the plan it is possible. So information is not there, so very difficult to treat. So example, COVID patients, so for the particular region, so Coimbatore this many patients are there. So means then they can plan, okay, so further we are expecting so some more patients. So that informations, so proper information supposed to be collected by the health department, government, or maybe the NGOs, and that's supposed to be transparently available. If anyone, all healthcare organizations can access, and they can plan according to that. So that will reduce the bullwhip effect. And also some diseases happen, so immediately they need to order for the medicines and the, all other equipments or whatever. So that also is very important. That's the other end. So materials management, so materials planning, and they never get within hour or 2 hours for the materials. They place the order, at least one day it's take, even if they send it to through flight or whatever the speed courier, at least one day it is record, 24 hours it's a record for the receiving the medicines or whatever, the special kind of medicines from anywhere in the particular country. So that lead time is important. So according to the forecast, and then accurate information they get, and then forecast, and then according to the material plan. So medicines and then other equipments availability, and equipments import, and then other say example, other personal protective equipments. Say the example, so if it is viral related means, so personal protective equipments are very important. So that everything supposed to be arranged. So within this short lead time, so short span of time, so they're supposed to arrange. So that is also very challenging task in the healthcare supply chain management. So because it's a, yeah, dynamic, they can sometimes they have their collaboration with the hospitals, so they have good relations with the other hospitals. So if sometimes they need some emergency, they need for oxygen cylinder, they can request, so they can immediately supply, because so this is for human saving, so they can supply. So they need, they can supply, so like that. So they have the material sharing also, that is also one strategy to accommodate, that is there, but it's not a permanent strategy. So they may be, sometimes they help, sometimes they may not help also, sometimes they don't have, they also don't have the stock. So the proper planning and closely monitoring the disease pattern, and closely the patient's arrival rate and the patient's the recovery rate, or that was in the means the what is the disease, the treatment stages, and according to the medicines they supposed to continuously medicines, and then other all supporting equipments and the supporting material supposed to order, and they're supposed to keep it in the enough stock. That is a very important here in the healthcare supply chain management. And strategic alliance is, we already told here, the alliance between the other hospitals or suppliers, local suppliers, and core competency. So core competency. So each hospital have their own core competency. So some hospital is only heart related. Their specialization in heart. Some in nerve. So their specialization is, so their own area, their strength. So say example in Coimbatore, the particular disease. Okay, you go to this so and so hospital. So means they have there is a core competency. So past few years they are expert, and they treated so many patients in the particular area, and they are expert. So the core competency also very important in the healthcare supply chain management. So we can't tell we are good in all areas. We can climb, they can climb, the hospital can climb, but maybe some few areas only they are very good than the other competitors. So they are more their strength, it's there. Maybe the all area, the multi-specialty hospital, they have all department, but the few areas only they have the a continuous patients the treatment, and as well as more exposure, and they have gained knowledge from the previous patients treatment, and the equipments are available. So that's a core competency is very important. So according to their core competency, they can go for in depth of the so micro level planning. So heart, some heart hospital means heart related all kind of equipments, treatment equipments, surgery equipments, and all kind of medicines maybe. So 50,000 variety medicine is there, means all 50,000 variety of medicine they can stored in the particular hospital. The all hospitals can't store all kind of medicines. So the micro level medicines they can't store it, because okay, some general medicines and whatever the routine medicines they can store, but competent particular specialization, the particular strength. If the particular hospital have the only for kidney related, so means all kind of medicines they are stored. So in this here in healthcare, so the industry, that inventory is costly, and inventory is we need to reduce the inventory. That is a priority in the industry. But in healthcare, yes, we need to manage little inventory with all kind of variety of medicines available, readily available. That is very important. We can't eliminate the inventory in the healthcare organization, hospitals. So we need to keep. Sometimes we may use or may not use, but you need to keep all kind of medicines. Say example, snake poison means, so all kind of snake. So we don't know what kind of snake bite happened. So maybe 30 variety or 50 varieties. That means all 50 varieties medicine supposed to be available in the particular hospital. Say district hospital means all kind of medicine supposed to be there. So because just in time they started treatment, so the medicines may be needed within few minutes. So from store to they're supposed to take and then inject to the patient. So that's why that inventory we can't optimize 100% in the healthcare. So here the inventory you can keep the according to the movement without stock out the variety of inventories according to the uh, means treatment and as well as the core competence of the particular hospital. So you need to keep the variety of medicines and certain level you need to keep at least some safety stock level at least you need to maintain. So that's very important in the healthcare. Okay, next. So integrating healthcare process through supply chain principles. So one is demand planning, sourcing, making, selling, delivering. So inferences among healthcare functions, developing healthcare supply chain maps. Okay. So here, so demand planning. So demand planning. So what is the demand planning here? So so demand planning for in manufacturing. So here in healthcare demand planning is so patients. So how many patients will arrive for each ward? So each specialization. So that is a demand planning. So how many patients we are expecting for casualty? How many patients will for uh, so treatment for heart? So heart or kidney or whatever the specialization. So that's a demand planning. Maybe the seasonal basis disease or they have the pattern of the previous years. So maybe it depends on the month. So winter season. So more patients in the fever like that. So summer season. So some type of treatment, skin treatments, patients are increasing. So based on the seasons and as well as based on the uh, month as well as the what kind of patients this month they are increasing. So what is the reason? So depends on the climate nature, and as well as rainy season, what kind of disease may be spread. So that's a demand planning in the healthcare organizations and sourcing. So according to they need to source the material. So different vendors and appropriate vendors and original medicine they're supposed to buy. That's very important in healthcare. So they can't compromise their quality, the medicine purchasing. So they can't opt for the low cost or whatever the quality medicines. So so in the industry in manufacturing, so we can go for different variety of product. So the same product in the different price and the based on the quality we can get. But in here healthcare, so we can't compromise the quality. So any kind of medicine, the we can't compromise the quality with respect to the price. So that effect supposed to be tested and proved, and then only the reputed medicines from the quality suppliers only they're supposed to buy to avoid the duplicate medicines or whatever. So less quality medicines they're supposed to avoid. They're supposed to use proper and quality medicines from the reputed suppliers, and as well as the supplier coordination is very important. So supplier coordination, because continuous supplier coordination they will sometimes supplier will monitor your inventory. So that is a what is a that is a uh, supplier will monitor the sometimes supplier will manage some kind of inventory in your place. Okay, fine. So that kind of agreements they can maintain. So yeah, so that is that way they can go ahead. So for the managing their inventory. So yeah, then developing healthcare supply chain maps. The healthcare supply chain maps, the patients mapping, the patients mapping. So patients arrival and discharging and patient mapping, and as well as that what kind of disease and what kind of medicines requirement, what kind of medicines they took, and what future their requirement. So like that, the materials, what is how many what inventory level, our inventory level, and how much record for in future. So that's a mapping, the supply chain maps. So not only this is only the patient flow and optimization of the patient flow for outpatient for waiting time minimization, and as well as yeah, that will be also improving the system's efficiency. That will also helpful for the reputation of the particular hospital. So you go for some fever, so waiting for 5 hours to meet the doctor, then you take the medicines and then returning home 6 hours, 6 hours, then it's very no use. So go and within an hour you met the doctor and prescribe, and then comfort way you can get the medicines, and then you can leave from the hospital. So those hospital means that the patient comfort is very important. That way the system supposed to be designed, patient's flow supposed to be designed. So then only, yeah. So that that is also one of the success rate. So patients will come, customers will come in future. So or the customers preference will more. So that's very important. So minimizing the waiting time and minimizing the unnecessary flows in the hospital. So these all are in lean in healthcare organizations. So it will come. So we will discuss. Okay. So interface among different functions. So sourcing activity, processing order, fulfilling. So manufacturing the order, product and price and place and is packing among the different functions. So upstream supply
Suresh,
chain.
Suresh,
Sir,
sorry for the
sir,
interruption.
yes,
Sir,
sir.
shall we proceed with the 10 minutes break and continue? Okay.
Sorry, I went. I forgot the time. Okay, sir. 10 minutes break. Then we can
Yes, sir.
continue, sir.
Sir, Prasanna, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
Audible,
you're
sir.
audible.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sir,
Sorry, sir. I
welcome.
forgot the time, sir. That's it. That's it.
It's okay, sir. No
I
problem.
think
Sir,
I
no
went
problem.
very slow mode, sir. Sorry. I need to. I thought to cover sir, 35 slides within 1 hour, but I couldn't cross more than 10 slides, sir. Sorry, sir.
It's okay, sir. It's okay, sir. We will maybe after the
Yeah,
next
yes, sir.
session we have some
Yeah,
interaction.
fine, sir.
Maybe during the time you
Okay, sir.
can, if you
Sure,
want,
sir.
you can
Sure,
take
sir.
some time.
Sure, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you. We'll take a break,
Thank you, sir.
5 minutes,
Thank you, sir.
sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you,
Sir.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sorry, there was a small
Yes, sir.
audio issue with me. That's why.
Oh, okay, sir. Fine, sir. No problem, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we'll take some break, sir. 5 minute, 10 minute
Yes, sir.
break.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you. You may put yourself on mute, sir. Yeah. Sir, Vinod sir, shall we start, sir?
Sir, yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. We shall
Thank
start.
you, sir.
Yes, please, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. So next we are continuing supply chain as a catalyst for value-adding healthcare process. So identifying the sources of healthcare wastages. So wastages and identifying. So the wastages we are not only for the wastage for the healthcare as a healthcare wastages. So the wastages means only for the the medicine waste. So not only the wastages here are looking as a lean perspectives. So we are classifying value added, non-value added, and then non-value added, but it is necessary, and non-value added not necessary. So we can eliminate the non-value added, but it not necessary. We can eliminate, and we can focus more on value added process, the value stream mapping, and Lean Six Sigma we can apply for healthcare transformation system. Supply chain transformations in healthcare sector. So healthcare re-engineering. So what is a re-engineering here for? So here in the healthcare re-engineering, here it is. So the system. So you are observing the different healthcare organizations, how they are working, and then you are each department the functions and how the material flow and information flow, how the patient flow, and then how they're uh, treating the patient. Actually, the treatment difficult to observe, but but the systems you can observe, and you can uh, try to implement in your organizations. If the system is best, you can implement, and then how they're sometimes the some special kind of treatment they are best. So how they are doing the each treatment stages. So that is also they can monitor and they can implement. So healthcare re-engineering and total quality management and mass customization, healthcare informatics, integrated care. So strategic alliance among healthcare partners. So healthcare primary care service. So these all are insurance providers, social service, clinical pharmacy, and behavioral health services, mental services, and dental services. So these all are so integrated with this healthcare service providers, and also with suppliers and yeah, the local support providers and local municipalities and corporates. So those who are health inspectors and health in charges. So that integration is very important. So yeah, designing sustainable healthcare supply chains. So sustainable healthcare supply chains. So here, like pyramid patient segment with respect to illness burden. So monitoring on as need basis and scheduled checkups, periodic monitoring, close watch, and immediate attention. So like this is a uh, continuous for the process. So patients process flow here. So treatment process flow. So extremely high healthcare users with advanced and critical illness, heavy healthcare for this close watch here. So each level is given, the explanation is given here. So delivering healthcare, primary care, secondary care, tertiary care, preventive care, outpatient care, and emergency care, we already discussed it. So sourcing medical equipment and suppliers, and third-party logistics service providers for healthcare deliveries. So materials provided and inventory management. So maybe their own inventory management system or the suppliers managing inventory management system also they can adopt it. Managing pharmaceutical supply chains. So the medicine distributions and the uh, enhancing the affordability of drugs, drug pricing strategy, and volume and bundling price and dynamic pricing. So this is also very important. Handling medical wastages. So the wastages. So medical wastages, waste treatment plant, and uh, greening the healthcare supply chain management, greening the healthcare campus. Emergency trends of healthcare supply chain management. Emerging trends for healthcare supply chain management. Technology evolution for managing healthcare supply chains. So now the robotic surgeries is already they implemented for the surgery now. So many hospitals in Coimbatore, Kuppusamy Naidu Hospital, Gem Hospital, they have the robotic surgery. In Kochi, AMRITA Hospital, they have the robotic surgery they implemented. And 3D organ printing is now developing. So now 3D organ printing, they successfully their bone and some elements, their teeth, their printing is success. Now the research is going on for the continuous for 3D organ printing for tissues they grow, and then based on the printing bio ink they use, they can print for kidney, heart, or whatever the organs they're printing. That is in the current research is going on. So maybe in the future after a decade that may be possible. So if heart failure, or you can order your organ, so they will prepare according to your the organ, the property they will prepare and they will give to you. You can easily you can transplant. So that is a emerging trend, it's going on, 3D organ printing. So the comfort biomaterials they are using, tissues and bio inks they are using for that different organs. So this may be possible, definitely it is possible in the next decade. So now already the skin and bone and teeth, so already it is successfully they are implementing, they develop printing and they are implementing. And electronic health records may be the highly digital level for the health records may be maintained. For example, so here, say if you visit any hospital, they can the integrated health records for all government and private hospitals. So based on your Aadhaar card, so all the treatments, everything will be integrated. So they can enter into the system. So anywhere you can go for any hospital, so they can see, the doctor can see your that entire the history of your treatments, and the insurance company is also integrated. So the insurance company they can, according to the treatment they can pay, and as well as based on the disease they can uh, keep the level of the risk factors. So the premium level they can increase or decrease. So like that, it's a possible. So in near future, and wearable technology. So and mobile telecommunication technology. So now it is a yeah, digital transformations systems. So telemedicines and other advanced. So the digital transformation systems is going on. So these all are advanced revolutions in the healthcare organizations. So intelligent decision support system for healthcare supply chain management. So so intelligent healthcare systems here means based on the machine learning or artificial intelligence they are applying here. So they can patients forecast and the patients so the forecasting and patients the continuous, what are the patterns, analyzing the patterns. So how many patients are staying in continuously in the ward, the patients of different data they can be analyze, and they can get a uh, consolidate some statement. So based on they can, management can easily take the decision, and they can refine their healthcare process flow, and as well as their healthcare organizations they have them change their pattern, and as well as the different department they can newly establish and expansion of the healthcare organization. So they can, based on the decision or suggestions provided by the AI and machine learning, based on the current the patient's informations and then behaviors and then treatment process. So it will n number of decisions they can take and expand their healthcare organizations also possible. So emergence of medical tourism. So medical tourism also, there is a now it's nowadays a developing, in the developing country, it's a medical tourism is the one of the revenue. So Ayurvedic medicines, medical tourism is there, and even the English medicines. So the treatment cost is low in India comparatively the Western countries. So prefer to come here and take the treatment and whatever the surgery and then leave. So there's a medical tourism also developing nowadays. So the medical tourism may be based on the treatment. So treatment may be English treatment or traditional Ayurvedic treatment or Siddha or Unani or whatever the traditional Indian medicine treatment, or as well as English medicine treatment. and maybe the surgery based on the surgery. So they will come here for in the developing countries. So like in India or some other countries, depends on the uh, core competence of the particular hospital. This hospital is good for this particular surgery or treatment. So that patient, the information supposed to reach to the worldwide. So maybe the maybe through the internet connections, or so they can, anyone can, okay, I can go this hospital and I treat. So any corner of the world, anyone can come and take the treatment. So then the medical tourism, through the revenue, government also will get revenue, and also the hospital also will get revenue. And then they have also, they improve their knowledge, because the multinational patients they're treating. So each nation patient, they have their own specific characteristics. So because of their own body nature, so the multinational, so they are also expert in the particular area. So that is also possibilities in the here the medical tourism. So blueprints of the futuristic healthcare supply chain. So patient centric is a very important. So now in future it's a patient centric and time sensitive. Yes, quick and fast treatment and without waiting time. And the patient centric, the patient is a, like God no, in healthcare. So real time information sharing, foolproof, traceable, scalable, and collaborative. So these all are blueprints of the futuristic healthcare supply chain. So these are all references. So thank you. So next. So next we can move for the case studies. So in supply chain management. So these are the research papers. We can factors impacting humanitarian operation in healthcare during life-threatening pandemics. So it's one of my scholars paper only, our paper only. So here the humanitarian operations. So how the humanitarian operation in healthcare organization during life-threatening pandemics. Okay, fine. So here, uh, you know, uh, so we one paper we published in the humanitarian operations in uh, Temple Court Festival. Actually, in Kalpati in Palakkad, so the Temple Court Festival is there very famous. So more than 2 to 3 lakhs uh, humans are in participating, and this for 3 days program. So successfully they are running. So how they are running successfully? So everyone is arriving here, and then systematically the program is going on and everything. So after the program, everyone is leaving, and then stalls also, yes, they are taking out. Correct. So the humanitarian. So how they are doing successfully? So we focused. So because there it is the temple festival. So they have their own discipline, because everyone have fear with God. So they will follow some certain discipline in the temple court festival. So later we came to this paper. This already published those paper few years back. So later here in the COVID time, we um, we started this paper. So the same humanitarian operation in healthcare, how it will work. So particularly in the pandemic period, COVID time period, how the humanitarian operations will be there in the healthcare organization. Here they don't have fear, because the no because the fear is only for the patient, not for the bystanders or their relatives. So they will, so difficult to control in the healthcare organizations, the patients, bystanders, and their guardians, and the crowd of the patients also increasing drastically, continuously increasing. So maybe the hospital, more than the hospital capacity, it is increasing. How they handle this humanitarian operation successfully in the uh, COVID-19 period or any other pandemic period. So that is a study for this paper here. So this is very important. Yes, a humanitarian supply chain is very important. So material handling is okay, fine, easy. But in human handling is a more sensitive and more emotional, and that will be backfiring. Sometimes if you failure to handle the human, that will backfire to your organization. So organization, even the sometimes the reputation will go. So that's very sensitive in the humanitarian supply chain operations. Okay, here. So here it is a we. took a study here. This is a so human trust have defined operations that manned. Okay, we can go directly. So this is a paper here. So here we identified here. So we identify this is so this is a research question. The objective of this problem to identify the factors that impact humanitarian operation in healthcare during life-threatening pandemics. So you need to identify what all are the factors impacting for the humanitarian operation in healthcare organizations. So identification of the relevant factors in the healthcare organizations, and this analyzing the interrelationship among those factors, or and the relationship and ranking those factors. So that's the objective of this paper here. So yeah, these all are factors we identified here. So healthcare logistics. So healthcare logistics very important. So healthcare logistics refers to movement and transfer of pandemic patients within hospital and other hospitals. For example, so this is healthcare logistics here. So not only for the material movement, the patients. So one section to the another section, and one department to another department, one hospital to another hospital. So the patient's logistics is very important, healthcare logistic here, and shortage of medical and non-medical professions. So in the pandemic period, so the trained caregivers are missing, and also the caregivers are already working for the n number of hours, so they can't work overtime. Sometimes they have the constraints also. Some health caregivers have the constraints. They are also not immune deficiency, so that's why they can't work for in this COVID whatever the pandemic period. So like that, shortage of medical and non-medical professions. Effective human resource management is very critical for ensuring appropriate employees capacity and operational continuity during life-threatening pandemics. So it's another challenging factor. So then resource shortages. So like PPE, personal protective equipment, so and another medicines. So that is a resource shortages, and so we can't continuously we can get the resources. Sometimes the oxygen cylinder shortage happened in the most of the cities in India on certain period for a, for a couple of weeks in the COVID time period. So like shortage of the resources and work environment. So working conditions. So because the caregivers also human, they need to take care of themselves, and as well as they need to take care of their family also. And they have also they have fear, correct? The disease will be there. They may also possible to get disease any point of time because they're continuously exposing with their patients. So even they're using the protective equipments also, but the chances of risk is high. So that is a work environment. So they're supposed to, yeah, create the work environment more safety and precautions supposed to be taken. And external factors, technology, socio cultural and economic and legal factors. So and improvements in this care, it is challenging for the healthcare sector to remain competitive. So ethical dilemma. So healthcare workers are facing with difficulty in taking decision between two options, one of which violates their moral principles in pandemic care in respect to humanitarian operations. So sometimes uh, they can't take all decisions that like straight. So we need to see the ethical side also. So so need to take the decision. So we can start this treatment or not. We need to wait for the guardian or guardian's approval. Then only they can go for the further treatment. So the decision making point. Sometimes there no need to wait for the decision. They can start the treatment and go ahead like that. So in the pandemic time, because they want to save their life, they're trying. That's a also here the ethical dilemma without taking their guardian's approval. So continuity of essential service. Pandemic does not eliminate the need for critical surgical and medical services. So yeah, continuity of essential services. So the essential services supposed to be continue, continue. So yeah. So if you are going for only for the COVID care, then the other all hospitals are closed means it's impossible. So essential care, the other emergency care or whatever the others also you need to continue. And surge capacity. Surge capacity define all the ability of the healthcare services to expand beyond the normal capacity to meet increase the demand for clinical treatment is an important part of the healthcare emergency. So expand beyond the normal capacity. That expansion is if you have the agility is there, then only you can possibly expand. Otherwise, impossible to expand in the current capacity. So that's a here it is a expansion. That is a such capacity. Safety and security. During the pandemic, well-developed and preventive measures, safety and security procedures are critical and challenging for maintaining hospital functions and incident and responses humanitarian operations. So safety and security is important. So we are analyzing. We took the different caregivers' opinion and we used the total interpretative structural modeling approach and we found the relationship among these factors. So among these factors. So this is our so more important factors are external factors and resource shortages are more triggering factors, critical and key factors. So then shortage of medical and non-professional also. These also the further next critical factor. So then this will affect for the work environment and such capacity and healthcare logistics, continuity of essential services, safety and security. So these all three more related. So interrelated factors. So finally, the ethical dilemma also there. So taking a quick decision. So sometimes ethically, sometimes may not ethically because they can't inform all the patient's conditions to their guardian and get approval and they go for further treatment because they need to take quick decision and go ahead for the so that is also here in the ethical dilemmas. So sometimes they can't yeah wait for their they can't reveal their treatment also sometimes. So because due to the time shortage or due to the so n number of patients arrival. So somebody if has claimed for that. So my father is dead due to the COVID for the 2 days treatment. What all are the treatment you provided? Give the chart and everything information. Sometimes they are not maintaining the proper chart. They may be major the milestones they can maintain. So micro level they are not properly maintained because they don't have time enough resources to maintain. So that is also the violation of ethical. So each and every steps they're supposed to maintain in their register for the patient register or patient seat or whatever the recording. So that is very important. So ethical dilemma is so in the pandemic time. So they can't wait for and they can't feed all the data and information to the system. That is also one of the missing the options here in the pandemic period. So that's ethical dilemmas. So this we found if, from uh, this study. So the conclusion. So these all are the how it is factors one other influencing the another factors in this here. It's given here. So you can download this paper and you can read, or you can write to me. I can share this paper here. So I'm available in the research gate. So you can give request for any papers, any of my published papers. I can share immediately within an hour to you. Once I saw the request, immediately I will share. Okay. So yeah. So here finally the yeah this managerial application. So the interdependence elements like humanitarianism in healthcare organization is investigated. So here, uh, important variable is affecting humanitarian operations such as lack of resources, external causes, and shortage of medical and non-medical personnel are given top importance. Work environment, surge capacity, and continual essential services, healthcare, logistics, safety, and security should be given higher attention by managers. The variables such as ethical dilemma, on the other hand, are give the less weightage, but it is important for government. But for yeah, for the priority we are giving the less, but it is important for. So this flow of information about the factors assist management in identification of the factors that impact humanitarian operations during life-threatening pandemics. So like COVID or Ebola or whatever the pandemics or epidemics, so regional based epidemics. So these factors are continuously, yeah, this is a scenario. So, so thank you very much. So further discussion, we are running short of time. I need to explain few more case studies. So further discussion, you can contact me. I can share my mail ID also, or the research get mail the information also. You can get my papers. So thank you. So I can move to the another paper. So green operation strategies in healthcare for enhanced quality of life. So okay, fine. Yeah, this is a, so this is also one of my scholar's paper, Albie Thomas, is one of my scholar. So green operation strategy in healthcare for enhanced quality of life. So here, so green operation strategies we studied. So what are the, how the healthcare and the greening the operation systems. So the improving the quality of life, enhanced life. So here, yeah, here the objective of the study is to identify factors influencing green operation strategies in healthcare organizations, to analyze interrelationship among influence of factors, green operation strategies, to categorize and ranking the factors. So which driving factors and depending factors and key factors we are categorizing. So identified the key factors. So identify the important factors. Here it is green operational actions. So green operational actions. So what is the green operational actions? So green operational actions means minimizing the CO2 emissions. So CO2 emissions. So how we can reduce the CO2 emissions? So any equipment if you're running, yes, yeah, you are consuming power, correct? So yeah, so yeah, so and so consuming power. So power you want to produce means some CO2 is supposed to emission. So sometimes you are using some diesel generator, so it will directly CO2 is emission is there. So try to avoid wherever it is possible that CO2 emissions. It is reducing. That is a direct CO2 emission you can reduce, but indirectly it is yeah, impossible to reduce because we need to use electricity. So the electricity we don't know how they're coal fire and they're producing or they're using. So that's why that we are moving to that for renewable energy. So renewable energy like solar and another wind energy. So that will produce the electricity. That will be the green. So instead of going for firing the uh, coal and getting the power. So like so wherever it is possible in healthcare hospitals. So the here how we can make it greening the organizations. So that is a here. So green operational actions. So here, so implementing green operational actions internally and externally in the healthcare systems improve the quality. Yeah, improve the quality of care offered by the healthcare system while maintaining reasonable cost will increase the possibility of the general public taking advantage service and enhance the quality of life. So the, even the greening operational actions. So instead of burning the healthcare waste in the incinerator, so that's CO2 is emission is more, correct? So sometimes the hospitals themselves they have self disposal. So burning all the medical wastages continuously. So that's supposed to be reduced. How we can use and reuse and recycle possibilities. So like that, you can try the hospitals. They can the type of materials they can use. So they try to minimize the CO2 emission. Okay. So greening the operation actions. Then vision and structures. Organizations vision outlines hopes to become the future. Visions, emphasis, values, objectives, core. This vision and structure based on the greening the operations and sustainable operations. It's a very important. And corporate social responsibility is CSR. So CSR is very important. So growing trees continuously. So and yeah, protecting the environment. So it's all very important. Green technology or information system support. So green technology and information strategic information system support. Green supply chain flexibility. So green supply chain flexibility, the package material supposed to reuse and the yeah easy to discard and without so like the packaging materials and the medicines packages you can reuse, so like that. So green supply chain flexibility is also there. Flexibility has advantage, make it easier to execute effective operation strategies that meet healthcare customer expectations, enhance overall performance. Green building. So green building, so instead of using for the light, so you can natural light illumination, supposed to be more windows and the natural illumination will be there, then the reducing the power consumption it is possible. So there's a green building. And the so also not only the green building, so the building that the way of airflow and as well as the ventilation, I mean ventilation and illumination, and as well as the water, how you are distributing the water in the building. So that is also the green building structure. And use the gravity force, so use the distribute the water flow. So it's a green building is very important. And you can also grow some plant in the ward or wherever it is without harmful to the patients. So green in the building itself. Environmental sweat, strength, weakness, and opportunities and threat. So environmental sweat. So you need to analyze with your hospital and with your environment how you are interface. That is very important. Interface. So external and internal integration and stakeholders pressure and resources and capabilities. So resources, what are the renewable resources and non-renewable resources, and how you are reducing the idle resources. That is very important. So after the um, caregiver's opinion, so we prepared this model using the same method. So we found these critical factors are vision and structure and stakeholder process. And if the stakeholders commitment in vision and structure is clear, then automatically that is a very first step to implement the green operation strategies in the healthcare organizations. Then green building and resource and capabilities, then green technology and information system support implement, then green supply chain flexibility and external and internal integration and corporate social responsibility, then environmental sweat and green operational actions. So this is a uh, relationship among these factors in the green operations management. So these are the interpretations are there, how each factors one another how it is interacting. So based on the in the healthcare operation strategy, green healthcare operation strategy. Yeah. So in this study, first priority given green operation strategy, vision and structure and stakeholder pressure and green building and resource capabilities and making up to driving are key factors. So the next priority is given green technology and corporate social responsibility and green supply chain flexibility and internal integration, which are linkage factors. The least priority is given to environmental sweat and green operational actions. So they're giving there. So these all are If these factors are okay, then this is the outcome. So automatically it will come. This will be the, these all are outcome. So these factors are the focus, then automatically the improvement will happen in these factors. Okay. Okay, this is another, it's not my paper, so okay, fine. Yeah, so in this author there, how the artificial intelligence applied for the for healthcare supply chain management drones, they are used for the distribution of the medicals in the African country. So they studied, so particular African country. So they studied, here it is, the how the AI enhanced medical drone. So artificial enhanced medical drone. So applying Ghana healthcare supply chain management. How they're, so they already they are tried and they're distributing the medicines because their infrastructure, road infrastructure was very poor. So that's why, so their emergency medicines and vaccines they're distributing through the drone. So the drones has already programmed, so AI implemented. So the particular location, so the drone will reach and then deliver the medicines. So this is not possible for bulk carriers. So this maybe the uh, less than a ton or maybe few kgs, maybe the many kgs, maybe up to 50 kg or 100 kg materials. So only for transferring they are doing for, this is not large quantity they are not doing here because due to the technology reason. So they are doing for small quantity less than 100 kg or 50 kg. They are doing using the drone for the medical. So medicines, emergency medicines, they are distributing to the different government hospitals. They are transferring using the drone. So this case study is, yeah, they discussed for how they're distributing here. So the positives and negatives of the current scenario they discussed here. So it's okay, fine, AI technology, but that major drawback is here. So the capacity. So the capacity is very important. So some drones are maybe very few kg only it will take. So in case, but the drones are fully programmed and it's okay, fine. But any thing happened, so that will maybe create the accident. So if the drones are only that, if any bird or something, some hidden or something hit, so the chances of accidents it's maybe possibles are there. So that is not sure. So some they're doing successfully, but failures also sometimes occurs. So in this case study they told, so that is a fully the drone, through drone medical distribution is not 100% success. So they have the trial and error version. It's okay, they are working, but it's not fully optimized one. It's not and fully safety. It is there. So maybe in the future there may be artificial like more sensors and any abstract will be there. So the drone will sense and then it will change the path. So like that automatically. So more self-driven self-driving, the drones may be possible to guide for this medicine distributions to the different hospitals or hill locations. This may be future advantage. It may be it is a one good way to distribute emergency medicine within short span of time without any traffic. So this is one uh, good opportunity for medical distribution. So the next paper. So here, lean and resilience in healthcare supply chain, a scoping review. So how the lean, yeah, lean and resilience. So lean here is minimizing the wastages. So waiting time. So all type of wastages are there. So minimizing the movements, minimizing the, so yeah, these all are. So not only also then the healthcare supply chain resilience. Resilience is very important. So resilience means according to the situation, they're supposed to react. So resilience is a fundamental aspect of healthcare supply chain due to the criticality of their service and the vital consequence that unexpected distribution may cause. So any unexpected distributions or small changes, so it will react the system. Yeah, that system can react and it will restore the uh, but it will the system that is a so that is a resilience here. So any changes or anything happens, okay, fine, yes. Any disturbance, the chain ability to prepare for unexpected events and respond to disturbance by recovering business continuity at the desired level to ensure business continuity. Yes. So yes, it will withstand. So nervousness. So like that, you can tell the nervousness. So small nervous happen. It's okay, fine, withstand. So like that, the system will be withstand for the impact. Yes, it will react also, but also it will withstand and recover and continuity for this business. So that's a resilience here in the supply chain management. So the resilience is more here in this the see here it's a very important in the healthcare organization, because more dynamic scenario, if any pandemic or epidemic or any the critical disease is spreading, so the particular region that healthcare organization is the first point of contact, because all every patients will be admitted in the hospital only. So they are supposed to face. So what are the challenges? Sometimes medicine may available, some medicine may not available. So nobody's the drug is not delivered or not developed. So like that, those critical situations also there. How they manage their patients and then high access patients. So this all means uh, they can unexpected distribution disturbance they can manage and then go somehow the in the run the hospital. So that's a resilience is very important in hospital healthcare. So all disturbance in the medical supply and also the treatment process, and as well as maybe the people movement. So n number of disturbance may be possible for any time. So normal times no problem. So okay, already smooth operations. So but in case the pandemic time, the more disturbance will be there. So the all healthcare organizations supposed to be to prepare for that, to overcome those disturbance. So any kind of disturbance they can overcome and they face, and then yes, they can pass the uh, particular scenario or the time. So here, there, what is the relationship between lean practices and resilient capabilities in the healthcare supply chain? So there's a research question here. So lean and resilience capabilities. So lean is there. Yes, you are lean. Then immediately yes. So example, if you are lean, so if somebody yeah, so you want to escape from these planes, yes, you can. If you are low weight, yes, you can easily you can escape. You can run and you can escape. Yes, like that. Here it is lean. The system is lean. Then lean means the minimizing wastages, minimizing the unnecessary activities and unnecessary disturbance. So already lean is there. So minimize all this uh, uh, unnecessary and unwanted operations and materials. So then immediately you can yes, you can respond to the resilience immediately, because you can otherwise you can't find the wastages also you need to carry, and the difficult to take decision and change that to the change management is very important. Change resistance may be more. So if you are in the lean, the change resistance will be less. If you already adopted the lean system, the change resistance will be less. So agile, so all are ready to act for the uh, any disturbance in the healthcare organizations. Okay. So can I a few more papers? Okay. So it's another one of my paper. So study on factors that influence of agility of COVID-19 hospital. So this COVID period we studied the COVID-19 hospitals. So COVID care, how the agility is very important for the COVID care. So we identified the factors based on the experts' opinion, those who are working or those who are the duty doctors for the COVID care. So then we conduct the survey for with the caregivers in the COVID care, those who are continuously exposed for the with the duty with the COVID patients, and as well as they are doing for the routine duty. So this is a challenging task. So one of my scholar, sorry, one of not scholar, one of my PG student her mother was one of the district COVID care in charge. She was a head nurse. So through we collected the, so she went through her mother contacts, she collected the data. So that's why otherwise it is impossible to get the responses for this paper. So in the particular period, that COVID period. So here the agility. So here the we are fine. We yeah, we found the major agility factors influencing the COVID care operations. Then we are interrelationship we are analyzing here in this here. So the major factor is here. So building the rapid response team. The rapid response team is very important. Immediately they're supposed to react for the due to the patient's condition. The rapid response team, they never wait for the any approval or any higher authority approval or the patients or bystanders approval. They will react. They have immediately they will do the treatment, whatever they can go ahead. That's building a rapid response team is very important. It's a doctors, nurse, and all caregivers. It's very important. Jointly, the team is constructed, and a leadership support for the rapid response team, because leadership, the management supposed to support, the government organization or the government hospital authority supposed to support for the rapid response team. So then readiness for change and change readiness for change. It's very important for not only the pandemics, for anywhere. So change resistance supposed to be avoid, supposed to be uh, means removed. So the readiness for change. So it's difficult to achieve in the hospital healthcare. So proper training and motivation, then only you can achieve the readiness for change. And then team members adaptability, then strategic fit to match the capacity available capacity. So accessibility and availability of the required resources, and training and development parallelly, because so new technology, new medicines, and then proper hygienic. So the training also parallelly supposed to give. So rapid response team, they were supposed to get a updated for the new medicines and the medicines availability, and collaborations and treatment methods for new treatment methods. So collaboration and resilience, embracing technology and innovations, and multitasking and decision making. So it's very important. So multitasking, so they can multitasking. So uh, and as well as immediate decision making, it's a very important skill. And biomedical waste management, it's a very important very important for this particularly pandemic period, because all the waste must be disposed, means you need to uh, dispose properly through incinerator. So otherwise that disease spread may be happen. So then cost effectiveness. So these 12 factors we identified, the relationships we identified here. So training and development is one of the critical factor. Without proper training and instruction, they can't work up. And then collaboration and resilience is very important. So the all collaborations, all the suppliers and as well as the internal caregivers, the collaboration is important, and the organizations for the ready for the face for any disturbance. That is resilience is important. Accessibility and availability of the required resources, it is another very important. So these are embracing technology and innovation, cost effectiveness, multitasking, decision making, readiness for change, strategy fitting to match to demand and capacity, building rapid response team, and leadership support for the rapid response team, building members adaptability, biomedical management. These all are the relationship we found. So the factors relationship. So the conclusion, yeah. Yeah, conclusion that personal protective equipment and that resource shortages are uh, occurs due to the pandemic. So that is very important, and take care of the management, and proper planning is important. And rapid response training and observation of COVID patients. So what is the right procedure to every day, means every week their that organization, so that healthcare world organizations, they're releasing their uh, procedures how to handle the COVID patients or any other pandemic patients. So they're supposed to get exposure for the training, or maybe the online training. or maybe the somebody's one team member will train for the others. So that's very important for this here in this scenario for this paper study agility of COVID, agility in the COVID-19 hospitals. So next. Yeah. So environmental sustainability in healthcare organizations. What are the factors affecting the environmental sustainability in healthcare organization? So we have identified this for factors. So these are the factors for environmental sustainability in healthcare organizations. Environmental sustainability in healthcare. So yeah, hospital design, energy conservation, water consumption, waste treatment methods, green building initiatives, environmental friendliness, resource usages, procured goods, stop behavior, management of hazardous substance, air pollution, renewable energy. These are 12 factors. So the relationship we identified, then this is a relationship here. So critical factors are green building initiatives and renewable energy, and this will be affect water consumption, resource usages, and then stop behavior, and then finally it will lead to hospital design. So this is outcome for the sustainability in the environmental sustainability in healthcare organizations. Okay, so we're running short of time. I'm moving to the another paper. I'm giving the glimpses only. If you have any clarifications, so you want to learn much more, so you can contact me so anytime, so no problem. So next. So this is it's also one of my scholar paper. So assessment of healthcare organization readiness for change. The change is very important for anything you want to implement. So the change is very important. So the readiness for the change. This is a case study we conducted in the hospital. So yeah, secondary care hospital. Here the case study is conducted. So using the fuzzy logic approach. So these are our enablers, management perspectives, organization perspectives, and change perspectives, and employees perspectives. And these are criteria. Transparent communications is. Sir, my voice is
Sir, actually,
audible?
no, it's breaking, sir. Some
Yeah.
interruption is there.
Okay, sir. Now it is okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, sir. So these are attributes for the here it is given for this here change management attributes for this criteria. So transparent communicate means adequate flow of information, openness among employees, regular interval of meeting. So these are the attributes belongs to the transparent communication criteria. So resource availability, financial resources, human resources, space requirement, facility are required for readiness among with safety measures. So these are the attributes for the criteria. So this is attributes. So these all are attributes. So we conducted this case study. Yeah, 44 years old hospital in India. So yeah, these all are attributes and the explanations are given here. So finally, we found this. This is yeah. So this hospital is average ready, means that they need to focus on the weaker attributes. So the weaker attributes, these all are the weaker attributes is given here. So the double stars are weaker attributes. If they focus on the weaker attributes, then only they can they improve their hospital. So how to improve the weaker attributes? This given here the information here in the discussion section we already informed here. So this is one of the case study. So this is here this model we are finding. So readiness level. So average readiness. So ready or highly ready or extremely ready or improvement record. So what is the current level of the readiness level? So the preparation level for change, any kind of implementation, lean implementation or agile implementation or any the any disturbance in the hospitals like pandemic or anything. So the change is important because the change readiness is very important. So readiness means the caregivers, yes, ready, and as well as the hospital, entire hospitals. So the equipment and everything we can, according to the disease, you need to change. So the employee is supposed to get it trained and multi-skilled employees. So that readiness is very important. So the readiness measurement is we developed this framework here in the healthcare organizations. So the next, sir, uh, sir, I can go few more minutes, sir.
Okay, sir. Actually, I don't know whether
Sir,
they
when
have
is
any. Actually, we
yeah,
have to
yes,
close by 8:50, and then only
oh, okay,
interactions for
okay, okay,
another.
okay, sir. Fine,
Yeah.
sir. Okay, sir. Then we can move for interaction section. So,
Yes.
sir, question and answers, sir. Audience, so participants, yeah. Any questions in the healthcare operations or healthcare supply chain management? Yeah, please. I can try my level best to answer your question.
You have any questions? Actually, predominantly, SARS work is on environmental factors and other readiness, kind of an attribute measurement and all. So, actually, some participants are from computer backgrounds, computer
Oh, okay, sir.
science.
Okay, sir.
So, they may be interested more on how to apply data analytics or AI in
Okay, sir.
healthcare.
Okay, sir.
So,
Sir, I mentioned my mail ID here in the chat box. My
yeah.
mail ID is m_suresh@cp.amrita.edu. My ResearchGate uh, ResearchGate profile is uh, Suresh MA. So this is my ResearchGate profile. So anyone need my papers, please give request through RequestGate. Immediately I will share my papers, all published papers. So whatever the papers you need, so I will share to you. So yeah. So further, if you have any clarifications, yeah, please.
Any questions? Can you have any questions?
So, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
So, this is Urmila.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's
so
good.
much
Yeah,
for
yes.
the wonderful session, sir, and thank you for exploring into all your published article, sir. I would like to know a kind of perspective from you in terms of healthcare supply chain. What would be the major challenge that you feel in implementing the technologies in future, probably in Indian context? What would be the major challenge, sir?
Yeah, yes. So yeah, so in Indian context, so the technology transfer is more costly. The Western countries only they're developing the new equipments and the new technologies for in healthcare. So availability, that lead time is more here. So at least if they developed after a 1 year only, the affordable cost is possible. So immediately the cost may be very high. Any technology if they're developed or equipment is there. So maybe after 1 year or 2 year later, the same some advanced scanning equipment if they developed in a Western country. So the cost may be now today they developed means the cost is very high. We can't afford means we can't buy our Indian hospitals. So maybe after 2 years, maybe the multiple companies or the price may be very reduced. Then we can buy our Indian hospitals can buy and they can implement. So that lead time. So the technology transfer, the lead time is there. That's one challenging in the Indian hospitals they are facing. So another problem here it is a we can't go 100% for the fully for digitalizing digital transformation for healthcare because patients supposed to come to the hospital, correct? So they can't stay in the house itself, or they can't they can appoint a home nurse and a online consultation everything. So it is impossible. So some hospital, so it's very important, so they're supposed to come for the hospital for secondary and tertiary care because the condition closely they need to monitor the patient condition. Anytime they can, the condition may be worse, so immediately the doctor team's supposed to act. So that will not possible in the digital transformations. Whatever the 100% digital transformation if happened also, you can go for that primary screening for the disease, and the day to day the primary treatment you can use for the digital means online consultations, or you can go nearby scanning center or blood test center, but you can't. So if any disease or the care is needed, definitely you need to go for the hospital. So under the supervision of the doctor, so continuous supervision is required. So that you can't replace it. Only that digital transformation for the hospital infrastructure and information flow, and that you can apply more, and you can integrate the efficiency of the system, you can improve. So there it is possible. And then primary care, you can try to avoid for the primary care, so that there also you can use for the digital transformation. So online consultations or whatever, everything you can go ahead. But secondary and tertiary care, so it's a compulsory for anywhere, because so we due to the nature of the treatment, and as well as the condition monitoring the patient, so we can't avoid secondary and tertiary care, but you can improve the operational efficiency using the digital transformations. And also the sustainable operations is very important. So they have go for the sustainable operations. So sustain, so they want to sustain the field. So how they can go for the whatever the way they can implement the whatever the procedures they can implement.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you so
thank
much.
you, thank you, thank you.
Any other questions, sir?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Sri Rajiv Kumar. Yes.
Sir, actually, I am working in the field of that medical image encryption field. So that data security, healthcare data security field.
Yes,
So,
yes.
actually, I would like to know that where I get good data set, medical that images like for CT, MR scan data set, that image data
Yeah.
set.
Yes, pa. Yes, pa. Okay.
Mm.
So your question is very good question. Actually, one of my scholar, we tried for the hospital datas. We tried, but none of the hospital they're ready to share their records.
Yeah.
Correct. So then
Yes.
we shifted to the opinion based survey. So we shifted her research. So because so hospitals, they're most of the hospital, they're not sharing the records to the public, or not even they don't want to share to the other hospitals. Only the record informations only they will share to the government. So in India, getting the data is very tough, but Western countries, the data are available. Yes. So if you go, if the
So how
your
do I
university,
approach?
yeah, your university is subscribed for some data sets, so you can definitely you can find the Western country, the updated data are available. But developing countries, they are not updating properly also sometimes the data set, and also they are not reveal their informations and then all everything to the others. So they want to keep confidentially. So yeah,
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
yeah, thank you. So your
Sir,
university, you are associated with which university? Some
yes.
IITs, they subscribe for the database for, so so those database, yeah, that organization, they will provide all kind of databases. So
I'm a I'm a researcher scholar, NIT Trichy, sir. Uh,
oh, okay, sir. Okay,
Thank
okay,
you.
fine, fine.
In computations
You can check
department.
with, yeah, you can check with your management department. So they have definitely they have subscribed for a financial database management. Some the finance, those who are working for finance, so they usually they're depending on the secondary data only. So they have already they subscribed some database softwares. So in this database software, you can search this data is available or not. So some advanced database softwares, it's available. We already requested my institution for the advanced database software. So still it is not procured. We are expecting this year, if they procure, then it's maybe great, sir. So some only now currently they have only the financial related finance data set only they subscribe. So we requested for some all other industry, all other sectors also we requested. So maybe in future, yeah, my institute also may subscribe, sir. You can approach any other IITs. So already, so or any financial institutions, IGC, Indira Gandhi Development Research Center, or CDS, Center for Development Studies, Trivandrum. So they have the good database. They are already subscribed. They have. So if you have any friend, you can contact them, or you can visit, and they, with your institute letter, definitely they will allow for to such a. In the library, the computer is available. You can download the data and you can come.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Any more questions? Shall we wind up? Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Suresh, sir, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for your valuable time and offering and sharing your knowledge. My sincere thanks to you. We'll be getting back to you shortly. Vinod, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
Vinod, sir, thank you, sir. Thanks for giving
Thank you.
opportunity to me. Prasanna, sir, thank you for giving opportunity to me.
It's our pleasure, Dr. Suresh.
So
Thanks for spending your time.
all my research is, my foundation is Vinod sir only. My role model is Dr. Vinod sir only. So Vinod sir is my senior, in the PhD College of Technology, and he's continuously guiding. He's one of my guiding light. He's hand-holding me continuously. So I never forgot in my life. My research career is started with Vinod sir. Thank you, sir.
Fine, Dr. Suresh. Okay. God bless you. All the best. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If you have anything else to discuss, shall we meet tomorrow? Yes, sir.
Some participants asked regarding that assessment for this week. Yeah.
Yes, actually, as per guidelines, there are two assessments. One at the end of this week and another one the last day of our session. So what I do, maybe I'll put a as per guidelines, there is a option available to upload the questions in directly in the Atal, but right now it is not there. So I will upload some simple questions in the assignment section. I will update you by tomorrow evening once the session completed. Tomorrow session we have a industry person who will be presenting. So after that we will have our assignment discussion. I will give you some time for submitting the assignment, right? I'll make sure it's a generic question so that you all can answer. Anything else? Okay, good night. We'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a presentation from industry, right?
Sir, one second, sir.
Yes, yes.
Question like MCQ or general description, sir?
What sort of question you like, sir? Is it you want MCQ or short answer type?
MCQ.
You want MCQ? Sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, please, madam, tell me, please.
Sir, actually, tomorrow evening, if you discuss about the assignments, is there any chance of getting a time up to Sunday morning, sir? Because I'll be traveling.
I will give you time up to Sunday evening.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, you can have enough time. So, are you comfortable with MCQ? All of you comfortable with MCQ?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I will give 10 questions based on all lecture contents, whatever they shared or uploaded in our team section. Please go through that. Yeah, please go through that. I will ask MCQ, say 10 or 10 questions, probably 10 questions. And you can, I will give you say 12 hours or 18 hours time, right? I will upload it by tomorrow and then you submit by Sunday evening, right? Before you make your travel, right?
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Don't worry much about this MCQ and assessment. All learning is more important than
Sure, sir.
MCQ. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your involvement. We will discuss tomorrow. Thank you. Take care. Good night. Sir, no, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Prasanna, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.